Um, well, I mean, I'm the founder of 𝗬𝗏 after 20 years with a big multinational, and I'm not going to say the name, yeah, but
I was going to tell you, you're wearing the wrong T-shirt today.
yeah, exactly. No, I don't have a problem. I think I owe them a lot of my, yeah, my life, frankly. But still, I didn't feel like delivering bottom line results to big corporations for the rest of my life. And that's why I started 𝗬𝗏. So 𝗬𝗏 is short for entrepreneurs. Nest is the home of entrepreneurs. It's basically a network of networks for the entrepreneurship ecosystem, everything from aspiring entrepreneurs to established entrepreneurs to different types of supporter groups with co-working spaces, accelerators, incubators, educational institutes, NGOs, SDG deliverers, and so on. And it's based on invitation only. Once you're inside, everybody can see who invited you. You can invite whoever you want, but you are accountable for the people that you invite. And that's the kind of, I think, trust, accountability, and consequences that we're missing in so many other places in internet. So yeah, it's all about creating and maintaining and elevating trust and creating more sustainable development, synergies, and complementation together, right? We don't need confrontation. We don't need duplication. We need synergies and collaboration and complementation between us. So that was, yeah, very brief. If you want anything more, there's a Tuesday meeting next week. I do monthly welcome sessions where you get a little bit more on the overall mission and vision, not looking at the features and functions, but a great opportunity like this, what James is doing, and James, you're of course, as always, also welcome in those welcome sessions. It's a great opportunity to connect with really, really great people and hit the ground running. Yeah.
Perfect. Right. Okay, we've got a couple of guests of Suzanne here as well. They thought it was a podcast, so they were too shy to show themselves, they say. But they are listening.
Might also be an electricity or Wi-Fi problem because Eamon is in Lebanon. He's
wow.
in Beirut. So.
Oh, very good. And Anita is where?
In Deventer.
Oh, right, okay.
In the Netherlands, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I hope, Susanna, you're sending them invitations also, so you get the benefits of bringing them into 𝗬𝗏 afterwards, right? And then they can very easily stay connected with everybody in this event and so many others. Yeah, so very good.
I think not entrepreneurs. Is that a problem, Johan?
No, if they're in the entrepreneurship ecosystem, I think then, yeah, no, not a problem whatsoever. So anybody who's interested in creating more successful entrepreneurs everywhere, and you're an entrepreneur, so they know you, and I'm sure they support you, so they are very welcome in 𝗬𝗏.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right, so let's make a start. Just let Victoria in. Right. And then we'll... Oh, we've got everyone's coming in now. It's like the buses. They all turn up at the same time. Right. Hi, Victoria.
Hello, everyone. Hi, James.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hello, Victoria. Long time no see, huh?
So we're having kind of the Dutch contingency turning up now. So
yeah, Marjolein, hi. Finally.
So just to show of hands, who's in the Netherlands? Right. Okay. Who speaks Dutch? Ah, got you there. All right. Okay. So let's make a start then. So this is, so welcome, first of all, welcome to Featured Business. Our featured business guest, Suzanne, is here. Maybe Suzanne, just say your name because I'll pronounce it wrong.
You can pronounce it as you like, but in Dutch we say Suzanne.
Oh, Suzanne, yeah. And your surname?
𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗧.
Oh, 𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗧. Oh, Actually, is that to do with your business as well? Is that where it came from?
It's not where it came from, but it is nice. It works together.
Actually, what does that have a meaning, your surname?
Lucht is air, but it's written differently in Dutch. And heart is heart. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, quite appropriate. But we'll come on to that later. So you are our 45th guest. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we had. Yeah, you're welcome. We had Het, who was our 44th. Yeah, it's Formula 1 44. Yeah. And Lily has been a guest as well. Right, so we've had a few. Oh, and Yvette. I forgot Yvette also been a guest.
I was 39.
39. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had 39 steps to tell us.
Mm.
Right. Lily, what number were you?
I think I was 41.
Oh,
42.
yeah, I'll have to check. Right? See,
Yeah.
you've even forgotten your own numbers.
2 weeks ago, I think, no?
Yeah. Okay. So let me just explain for the newbies, because there are some newbies here, how this works. So anyone can be a featured guest. The idea is to create visibility. So anyone that's new or in 𝗏𝗏est in particular, or wants to join 𝗏𝗏est, has got the option to be a guest. And the guest is about creating some visibility. So you can then make an impact, hence the name, Visibility Impact, right? So if we don't know about you, you're not visible, and therefore you can't make an impact. So it's in your interest to let people know what you do. So we give you the option to come on here and be the featured guest. So the spotlight is on you for the best part of an hour. And then from there onwards, you can then catch up with people, you can chat, you can network, you can grow, you can ask questions and so on. But we do this slightly different in the way that behind every business is a person. So we want to know the person behind the business. So that's where we start. And then we transition into the business. What do you do? And you've all got interesting stories. So this is recorded, by the way. So if you're not comfortable being recorded, you can hide yourself or drop off. It is used for the purposes of the guests. So you've got some memorabilia, and you could also use parts of it if you want to for your own promotion. Okay, or share it with friends and family, whatever. So you do have a couple of friends here or guests yourself, and they are listening in here. So they're more than welcome to join every week, not just this week. So if you haven't been a guest, then let me know if you want to be a guest. There is a list right up until September now of people that want to be guests. So that's good. And people do chop and change. Sometimes they say, I'm going to do it, and then they drop out for one reason or the other. And then we have to just alternate and change things around. So it doesn't mean that if you go join now, you could be maybe mid-September. You could jump forward if someone drops out as well. Like Suzanne, actually you did. Otherwise,
Yes,
you would have
exactly.
been late. So I know this is kind of all at once because you were also in our Perfecting Your Pitch. So we do a monthly Perfecting Your Pitch as well. And you were one of the pitchers.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a nice experience.
So you actually practiced your pitch, which I was a judge in that as well. So I gave you a bit of a hard time, but which is good because you can always improve on that. So I guess you learned a lot from that as well.
A lot. Thank you so much for that. It was a great opportunity.
And great networking because you met a lot of people from that.
Exactly.
So just by joining, I mean, Johan will endorse this as well. Just by joining these events within 𝗏𝗏est, you network, you meet some familiar faces, right? And then from that, you can start chatting to people, and then one thing leads to another, and hopefully you'll find clients and business or relationships or whatever it may be. So,
exactly.
So without further ado, we normally have a guest singer to kick this off, Emily. But Emily is away because it's Easter, not Easter, it's the spring break here. So she's away doing whatever she's doing, so she's not available. And I didn't find a stand-in singer unless someone wants to sing. Does anyone want to sing? Nobody wants to sing? No. No. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do it. I normally do it with the kids, but yeah, we'll skip that today. So you've got more time to yourself now. So Suzanne, right, the spotlight is on you. You can feel free to, the way that we do this is basically I will steer the conversation. I've got tons of notes here, right? Things that I can use, right? So we've done a bit of prep work and we'll just steer the conversation. And then at any point, you can ask the audience questions. We really ask them not to ask questions yet because we might be asking those as we go through. But then around 30 minutes or so, we open it up to the audience to participate because the whole idea is this is going to be interactive. So we want you to ask, we'll say, Suzanne, well, what about this? What about that? Have you considered this? Tell me more about that. And yeah, that's the whole idea. So it's about everybody participating. So you're not just there to look pretty, right?
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'm very excited about this. So
Right.
thank you so much for this opportunity.
So let's kick it off then. Right. So Suzanne, you're in the hot seat. Right. And yeah, I'm going to ask you some questions. So let's know a little bit about you. So you sound like you're originally Dutch. So I'm assuming that you are Dutch, but then tell us about who you are and where you grew up and where you live at the moment, and a little bit about your childhood. Have you got family, siblings, and so on?
Yes. So I was born in 𝗪𝗡𝗪. It's a city above Amsterdam. And I grew up in a little village. We moved there when I was 3. Till I was 18, I lived there with my family, with my mother, my father, and my brother. And when I was 18, I wanted to get out of the little village and lived in Utrecht, a city in the center of the Netherlands, and had a really nice time there during my studies. I studied anthropology and Middle Eastern studies, for which I then traveled to Morocco when I was 21. And I did a minor there. And then for later on, I went back to Morocco because I liked it so much. I really feel at home in Morocco. So I went back several times for an internship with an NGO. And then I went for my master's to Lebanon, where I did my research, and I did an internship in Tunisia. So I lived in Tunisia as well. With an embassy, I did an internship, and then I came back and I was looking for a job, and I found a job in Amsterdam. So I came to live in Amsterdam, which I still really like, except that I cannot enjoy it to the fullest because of COVID, but that's, I think, for everyone now a situation.
Right. Very good. So why did you pick these particular countries in the first place to go to? Did you select them or were kind of recommended that you go?
That's a great question. Morocco was because of a program. There was a minor in Morocco, which was really nice for me as an anthropologist, because you would learn the language, you would live with host families, you would go to a village in Morocco, you would learn about politics, do a little research, learn about everything about the culture. So that made that I went to Morocco. So yeah, that was why I went there. And then I liked it so much that I thought, maybe the other Arab countries are similar to that. So when choosing my my master's degree, I had 2 options. I was really interested in gender and love and sexuality. That's what I did my research for. But there is not a good master's for that. Well, not a master's that suited me. So I decided I wanted to study Middle Eastern studies, and first, I wanted to do a research about the refugees, about child marriages, to be honest. So that could be in Jordan or in Lebanon. But it was a bit too difficult for like a master's degree, for like a little time of doing this master's thesis. So I decided another topic, but I kept with the idea of Lebanon. And then Tunisia was because there was a job opening there for the internship.
Right. And how did you communicate when you were there? In which language?
Depending. In Morocco, yeah, I learned a little bit Moroccan Arabic. So last time I went there, I even helped students translating in a village, which was really nice, but also in French. I speak a bit French. And in Lebanon, yeah, I thought I spoke a bit of Arabic, but it was totally different. So I learned a little bit of that, but mostly English and French as well. And in Tunisia, the same, like, and again, another Arabic and French and English.
So for your studies, did you find that people were similar in these countries?
That's always hard to say, to generalize such a big group of people. Even in one country, it's hard to generalize one set of people. And also depending where you are in a country, mostly in the south, that is something I think that all countries have in common, that in the south people are a little bit more welcoming.
Did you work with a particular age group of people?
Mostly when I did research, it was with students. Yeah.
And typical age of the students?
Yeah, around 20, 21, 22, 23.
Yeah.
But I also met, of course, people of my age to go, yeah, not that I'm that old, I'm 28.
28?
Not such a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were 21.
Oh, wow. Well, then I look young. That's a compliment.
You do? Right. Okay. So I guess you've built up lots of friendships now with these people as well.
Yeah, exactly. Which is sometimes really hard because you meet so many people and so many nice relationships. It's hard to, yeah.
But these two weren't the only countries. Earlier on, you went to Spain.
Yes, I also went to Spain when I was 18, exactly. Or 19 even, because I worked for a bar when I was young and still and restless, let's say. So yes, I also have people from, yeah, I made friends in Spain, which was really nice. And sometimes, yeah, last year before COVID, friends from there came over. So yeah, it's really nice to have such a great network from all different countries.
But working in the bar was more for fun.
It was for fun, yes. I watched the series in the Netherlands when I was young about people working for a bar, inviting people to come to that bar, to the club. And I really enjoyed that program. And the place I went is called 𝗪𝗪𝗪. And at the time that the movie was shot, it was a very popular place. But when I went there, it was not so popular anymore. So that was more popular among Russians, among French people, Spanish people. So it was really good for my languages and really nice to meet international people. And
so you speak Spanish?
Also a little bit, yes.
Yeah.
It's worse. It's not so good anymore because of that I spoke more French.
Okay. And where in Spain was it?
It's 𝗪𝗪𝗪. It's close to Barcelona.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But you went there several times.
Yeah, I went 3 summers. Yeah.
Right. So working in the bar?
Yeah, working for a club. So mostly it was going to the beach, talking to people and inviting them. And
But you paid for that?
Yeah, I was paid. Not a lot,
Yeah.
but that didn't matter because it was so much fun. And,
but you're a bit of a party goer. I mean, you like dancing.
I like dancing a lot, yes.
Yeah. I bet you like a particular type of dancing.
I do, yeah. My hobby is kizomba dancing. It's an African tango. Well, I always call it like that. It's a partner dance. Originally from Angola.
Mm-hmm.
Yvette knows it as well, I think. Yeah. So yes, that yeah, I do that in my spare time normally, and now I have to miss it, unfortunately.
Yeah, we had Vanessa, who is she's also from the Netherlands, well, originally from Curaçao, but she is a dancer. She had dance clubs and things in the Netherlands, but she was a dancing teacher, but also a dancer. I mean, she did a lot. Salsa mainly.
Like, nice. Yes, I
Yeah.
did salsa too. It started with salsa, and then
You need a partner though for dancing, do you? You can't just do some dancing on your own.
normally, if you go to a lesson or an evening, you'll find many people that are willing to dance with you, and you switch around in classes. So you don't need to go with a partner.
Did you find that with these dancing schools and things, it's mainly women, or there's a good mix of men and women?
Yeah, more women are interested, but it's also really nice because it changes a little bit the roles. There's now women teaching that are learning how to lead. So sometimes women dance together as well, which is really nice. So,
but
yeah.
if you have to dance with another woman, then one has to take the lead role, I guess.
Exactly, and that's not up to me. I really like dancing because I don't have salsa and bachata and kizomba, because I don't have to think about what to do next.
Yeah. See, my brother met his first wife actually dancing. Yeah, he was saying, "Where am I going to meet some good girls, right? Nice girls and whatever?" And I said, "Go dancing." He said, "Yeah, dancing? You can't dance. You got 2 left feet, right?" But anyway, so he went dancing, and he was inundated with different girlfriends because he's dancing with all the different girls. Right? And then he ended up meeting his wife there, and
Beautiful.
yeah, and now he's an excellent dancer. And I thought, how can he be so good? He was terrible, right? Like me, I used to just dance in clubs, in the days where the girls put their handbags down on the floor and made a big circle and dance around the handbags, right? And then I would kind of join in, right, thinking, "No, I'll get lucky with one of the girls and trip over the handbag and make a fool of myself and quickly leave." But they were the good old days. So dancing, you still do dancing now?
Yeah, sometimes I meet like one other person to just dance in the home, but yeah, and I do like women lady styling classes at home, and
Sorry,
just
what?
dancing also by Zoom, but that's just normal dancing. There's a group of women I'm meeting like once a week, and then we're just turning up music and dance together.
On Zoom?
On Zoom, yeah. It's something, at least.
Do you want to show us?
No.
Okay.
But you're welcome to join.
To join? Oh, okay, maybe.
Yes.
Put it in the chat as well, and then we can share. And if anyone wants to join.
Yeah, I think then they just have to send. I have to send the women that's inviting everyone your email addresses. So
you can join to watch.
Awesome.
You can join to watch, or you have to participate.
Yeah, I think it's nice to participate.
Right. Right.
That's better for the.
Even if you can't dance.
Everyone can dance.
Okay. Yeah, some better than others, obviously.
Exactly. But everyone can do it. Everyone can move their bodies.
So you also do other sports and things. You do skating?
Yes. Since Corona, that is really a good hobby. If I want to get out, I have my bike, of course, everyone in the Netherlands has. I can go for a walk, but I really enjoy skating. So I do that around once a week.
This is like inline skating or something?
Yeah, it's inline skating, exactly.
But did you also skate on the canals?
No, the path is not that good over there. So you need like a proper cycling path.
But you ice skate as well?
Oh yes, ice skating. Yeah, we had like one weekend.
I meant on the canals when it's frozen.
Ah, yes. Yes, I do that as well. But this year we only had one weekend. But I enjoyed both days that we had, that we could spend time on the ice.
Yeah. And you're also into horses?
Yes, I used to do horse riding, and now I only do it when I'm on holiday, because in Amsterdam it's.
Did you do it in Spain?
In Spain, no. In Morocco I did. Yeah. Yeah,
I say that because I grew up with horses, and I had an opportunity to go on a horse and holiday in Spain.
Oh, beautiful!
And I spent a week horse riding. Killed me at the end of it, right? But it was great fun. But that was in Spain.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. Anyway, sports. You like being outdoors as well. You're an outdoor person. Everyone seems to love the outdoors. So outdoor things. But when you were in Lebanon and also Tunisia, did you do a lot of outdoor activities there as well?
Yes, but it was not the focus. So Lebanon is a great, yeah, I lived in Beirut. So yes, I even skied in Lebanon, to be honest. So
Yeah.
you can ski in Lebanon. So yeah, and they have beautiful nature. They have really nice grots. I don't know if that's the caves.
Oh yeah, caves. Yeah.
So yeah, I visited, of course, all the nature that they had, but really active activities. In Morocco, I did surfing, which I enjoyed a lot. So in Lebanon and Tunisia, yeah, in Lebanon, I partied also quite a bit in my weekends, because it's a great city. Beirut is a great city also for partying. It was a great city. I'm not, yeah, with COVID.
Yeah. When was the last time? The last time you were there?
The last time was beginning of 2019 or 2018 even. Yeah.
All right. So way before the big explosion. I think the explosion was last year or something.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it changed a lot since then.
Okay. So we'll come back to that in a minute. So so with your career, I mean, let's just jump into kind of schooling and stuff. So what did you study, and are you pursuing that now?
Yes. When I was 16, I learned what is a cultural anthropologist, and I learned about yeah, development studies, and I was intrigued immediately. And when I was 17, 18, we had to start our final project in from high school. And then I think the entrepreneurship already started a bit, because my final project was that I set up a lesson for the primary schools about development studies, because I thought, I learned about this when I'm 16, we should learn about this way before. So yeah, it was pretty easy for me to find my passion throughout the years.
All right, excellent. And yeah, I forgot to ask, but do you have, or maybe I did, but I've forgotten, brothers or sisters?
Yes, I have one brother, for which I'm really grateful. He's a great friend.
Is he younger or older?
He's 25 now, younger, yeah.
All right, okay.
Also an entrepreneur, so I will add him to Endnest.
Oh, excellent. So what does he do? Just out of curiosity.
He's now working for a social enterprise as a marketing person, marketing and communications. And he's starting his own business in marketing and communications, online marketing mostly. He helped me as well.
Very good. But he doesn't want to do something with you. He'll just help you, but he wants to focus on his own thing.
Yes, exactly. He helped me, but he, yeah, he has his own career path.
Okay. So now let's kind of switch into your startup.
Awesome.
Unless you've got any questions for the audience at the moment. Any questions? Nothing yet?
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Anyone wants to ask a question just quickly? Any question? Just before we go into the business?
Yeah, I would. Don't you think the people in Lebanon are so sweet? I was there for 3 months.
Exactly. Yes, they're really nice.
They're so nice and open. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's one of the things I appreciate most in the Middle East in general.
Yeah.
People are so warm and so welcoming. That also makes that I really like to go back there.
Right.
Yeah. And it changed me as well, because yeah, it's a more I'm reading Eamon's comment. It's yeah, that's also why I'm now so passionate about working on 𝗪𝗡𝗡 and working for the Middle East, because the people there are great.
Yeah, I agree.
I was just going to comment and say I think that's the same as what I think about these events. James is, I think, doing a very good job at pulling us together and really getting into the depth of each and every individual in the spotlight. And this is, to my view, is that this is what we're missing. People actually taking a little bit of time to just dig a little bit deeper and understand the person behind the business even. And I think it can be so valuable to each of us. So thank you both, James and Suzanne, and I look forward to hearing more about your business, of course, also.
Excellent. Well, that's the idea, because as I said before, it's nice to know the person behind the business, kind of your why. Why'd you do it? And which we're coming on to now. So you started a business. So tell us a bit about that. So when did you start it and what is it?
When I started is a hard question for me because the idea is with me, I think, around 2013. But it took me some guts to get there and really try and get it started. So I started last year, like 2019 September. I started a course about social entrepreneurship, and then after finishing that, beginning of 2020. I really made the step and like go for it. And
okay, so let's just talk about the social entrepreneurship. So did you follow something or someone in particular, or something online, or?
Yeah, this was a real life course when it was still possible. So it's from Startups for Communities. It's a program for young people that are looking to find a purpose-driven job or want to become social entrepreneurs. So it's a program that covers like theory of change, impact measurement, those kind of subjects.
That was in the Netherlands?
In the Netherlands, yeah. They have like programs, I think, in several cities, yeah.
All right. Sponsored by the government or something, or how is it done?
Yeah, it's sponsored by funds, and you pay a little bit. And we also had to do a crowdfunding.
All right. Okay, so you learned a lot, but you also followed bigger known names.
Yes, Tony Robbins, as many might know. Yeah, yes. I think really everything really started with 𝗪𝗡 when I had a course about manifestation, and someone told me you got to believe in yourself in order to do this. So imagine what is your goal? What do you want to do in a year, or maybe 2 years or 5 years, and start to imagine that and start to think about that and start to act like you're already there. So I totally changed my language when talking about my business, and people were taking me more serious because of that. I was not lying to them, but I was just presenting it differently, and not like I was saying to other people, like, yeah, I'm starting this little business and I don't know whether it will work. But when I was speaking like that, nobody was like, oh, I'm going to help you. So when I changed that, everything started to work better, and it made
exactly sense. So you learned a lot just from watching Tony Robbins then, because I mean he talks about that, being kind of in the now and doing like how you should be doing it, not thinking about where you want to be, but acting like you're already there.
Exactly. Yeah, it started with a Dutch coach. Her name is 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗙 and then she told me about Tony Robbins, so I followed his events as well. So yeah, I think the law of attraction and really like believing what you want and being grateful and living more in the moment can really help you to establish your business, because your energy and your personal well-being is so important when you're an entrepreneur.
Exactly, and often overlooked, because there's more to it than just trying to make a business successful. It's about what's behind that as well, and extract. I mean, I tend to follow more than one coach because I don't want maybe a biased opinion. I want a kind of a collective opinion, and then I can pick the bits that resonate the most with me. So, but in saying that, so you then started a business. So tell us, you mentioned the name of the business, but maybe just say it again. So how did the name come about?
Yes.
So say the name.
It's 𝗪𝗡. The name is 𝗪𝗡, so the heart, yeah, and then a letter B. And that came to exist because when I heard a lot of stories and a lot of great ideas for social change from people that were not activists, not politicians. And I saw nothing happening with these ideas, even though they were great. But all these people I met in Lebanon, Tunisia, Morocco were on social media. They asked me for my Facebook or my Instagram. So I thought, why are these people on Facebook, but not on a kind of hard book? So that's a bit too much of copying. And I think the letter B is a real nice letter because, yeah, Hard A is here, Hard B is online. B Corps, obviously, we have like the social enterprises that are recognized as B Corps. So it has a lot of different meanings. Some people listen to it and hear heartbeat, which is also nice. So yeah.
I thought you said that when you said heartbeat. I thought you were saying heartbeat.
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of people thinking like that. They hear the same, which is also good because that's what we want. We want to have it, to give it different interpretations.
So what you do is from the heart.
Exactly.
Right. So you started that. So you said you, just going back a little bit, you had the idea in 2013 or something. So how did that idea come about? I mean, you were already traveling at that time to Lebanon and Tunisia, and was it something in like, I want to do something more, but I don't know what? And how did it kind of manifest into starting a startup?
Yeah, yeah. In 2013, I don't know exactly how that came to my mind.
You were down the pub with your friends talking about it, and this is what
I think so. Yeah, that we were spending so much time on social media, but not like on really things that mattered. So I think that is why we started to discuss it, and also that we were very much aware of what was happening around us and what was happening in Morocco, but that we also had like an eye-opening moment, like, oh, but we didn't know that, and why don't we know, and why are we not more aware? So I think it started from there.
But you think it was also with the people you were speaking to and their stories, and you're thinking, there's so many stories. Why doesn't the world know about these?
Exactly, yes. And yeah, for me, one of the eye-opening moments was also being in the slums in Morocco and seeing guys like living in the size of my student bedroom with 10 people, and I was sometimes complaining about how little my room was. So and then they were all having these phones and on Facebook, and I was like a bit frustrated, like, why are we not connecting with these people? Or yeah, and it's very hard to do that on a Facebook because you're in your own social bubble on a Facebook, and you add your friends and you add people you know, but you might not know the people in Morocco that are in difficult situations.
So tell us a bit more. So you wanted to start the business. So you were looking at kind of the people's stories. You're looking at how kind of sharing the stories at the moment and thinking, how could I do that in a more efficient and elegant way that's going to give them a platform to actually have their voices and messages heard?
Yes. Well, actually, they have the lean startup model, so that you start with a skateboard and then you continue to a car. Well, I was not thinking in cars. I was thinking in Lamborghinis, several ones. So I had like this big idea of a world map showing everywhere around the world where issues were placed and how we could solve that and how we could create projects and everything. But then I just went into this entrepreneurship program and networked and talked to people that did similar things to figure out what worked for them, what didn't work. I met someone who was running his own online business, so he also helped me to limit it. I hired a designer to create it, so also that made it into a process that was more concise, because you really had to explain what's happening. You have to think about the user journey and to make that as simple as possible. So I killed a lot of darlings and maybe they come back one day. Okay,
so where are you now in the business? You have a team or are you doing it alone?
Yes, we have a really nice team of volunteers, and basically I'm a volunteer myself as well until now. We're starting to create a foundation. We're busy with the notary creating a foundation. So there's 2 people in the board right now, the supervisory board, and I'll be officially the director, but I don't like that word too much. I rather call it founder, I guess. And then there's a development party that's now creating it, and it's almost finished. So we can almost test with the team and then go live the 5th of May. And around like 15 volunteers, and even more if you don't count active people or that did something and now stopped.
So your guests here, are they part of the team?
Yes, Eamon is, and I'm really happy he's here because he's doing a great job. He's really good at marketing and helping out with everything.
Right. And he's based in Lebanon?
He's based in Beirut, yes, in Lebanon.
Okay, and Anita?
Anita is my aunt, and she contributed a lot as well because she donated some money with her husband, so that is really nice as well. That made Heartbeat possible, to be honest, as well.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's great having a rich aunt.
Really grateful for that.
Right. So, yes, because we all need money to start something, and sometimes it's a challenge to kind of take that first step because you, in the absence of not having money. Right. So, in the business now, where are you? So I assume you need to build a platform of some sort.
It's already built. We're finishing up. So that is really nice. So the MVP or the first, we thought about the MVP to start with something small, but it's pretty good as I can judge myself. That's maybe not the best person to judge it. So I don't want to call it MVP anymore because it's, I think it has the possibility to grow already.
Yeah.
So probably the 5th of May, we're going live. I think we will manage to do that. So.
Wow. And yeah, you have, within all of that, I mean, your social media and everything and how you attract people and the stories, you're going to focus on a particular group to start with, or a country or people that you know. How's it going to work?
Yeah, we're starting off in Lebanon. Because the platform will not be super well translated, and I think Lebanon is also a great country to start with because there is a lot of problems at this moment that are not visible to the world. So we're starting in Lebanon, and yeah, I know some people there. We have volunteers there that have a network there. So we're starting from there and then growing to other countries.
So with the platform, maybe you can just share how it's going to work, because like with any kind of social media type platform, it's all about contribution and people getting involved, rather than they just say, oh, it's another platform, I'm just going to share my story and then hope for the best. I mean, what makes it different, or what do you want to encourage by using it?
Yes, exactly. So there's two main things in the platform. To be honest, 3. The first one is connecting people, but that's what most platforms do. Only we connect people on the basis of willingness for social change. So not because they're friends or we cross religious divides, ethnic divides. We're purely connecting people on the basis that they are willing to change something in their country or in another person's situation. And then the second thing is that they can think about solutions. So on the platform, they will be able to discuss solutions and do that and discuss these with pros and cons. So not like in Facebook, people under each other. It's really like organized with pros and cons and with a liking system. So the most liked comments go on top. The solutions can be voted for by the people that are experiencing the issue. So they keep like a little bit of power about the solutions. And the second thing is info posts. So people can upload a video or a photo about their situation to show the world what is going on in their situation and what should be happening. And then with an issue overview, you can see all issues and you can select the countries you're interested in, the topics you're interested in. and then find all the topics that people are posting.
Okay, so you encourage people to put a topic or a story or something in there, and then others to comment and to try and help them with that, to either resonate with that, to add their story to it, and it'll be categorized into different areas, different countries, different themes, different topics and whatever. And would you encourage them to then create video of this? I mean, you're actually recording yourself telling the story so people can see the person, or is it just kind of a free for all that you can do it however you choose?
Yes, at this moment people have to upload a YouTube video because otherwise the server will explode. We have to in the future find another way for that, but right now it's by YouTube, so people can upload a YouTube video of their situation or just their personal pictures, and then tell what is going on, and that is then grouped by issues. So there might be an issue for rebuilding houses in Beirut. There might be an issue about food in Moria camp in Greece. So it's really divided by the issues.
So I'm just going to play devil's advocate here. So I'm just going to ask questions like,
Okay.
so you've created this platform, you've invested in it, you've got people sharing their stories. So there's kind of a few questions. How do you make money from doing it? Is it a subscription service or something? Or how are you going to fund it and make a return of any investment?
Thank you for that beautiful question. That's also something I'm thinking about because yeah, basically we're a foundation right now. So we're thinking about 3 financial models, but the first one is receiving funds and donations. But of course we want to grow and scale because we want to make the biggest impact and reach most people. So I'm also thinking about more sustainable business models. One could be advertisements. That's the way Facebook and most big platforms get their money, but I don't really prefer that. Might be just from fair trade and durable products, then it might be a bit more, yeah, that it might feel a bit better for me. The second one is maybe creating content of all, yeah, we get a lot of information from the users. So someone proposed, like, maybe you can create really nice content for this, for like maybe Netflix documentaries, for news articles, for and in that way earn some money. But I really have to see that more. Yeah, I have to dig into that more because I also don't want to sell people's information. That also feels bad, especially in this situation. So that is something to be considered more and to be thought of more. And third system is that it might be used also for project managers, because it's basically just a system where you can show what is an issue, what is the issue, and what are solutions. So one of my friends, she's working as a project manager for doctors. She said, we need this in our organization. We need a system like that people can show what is the problem they're facing and what do they think is a solution. So we might also create another company next to it to do it in that way. But for that one, I think I should find a co-founder or someone that's really focused on that, because that might be a total different business next to it. So it's also about trying different things and see what works.
Right, no problem. So I think your colleague needs to leave now, Ayman.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ayman, for being there.
Yes, thank you for joining.
I want to say something. We have Laszlo, who is originating Hungary. Many years ago, I lived for 5 years in Hungary, and there is a program that municipality is doing for homeless people. And what they do, these homeless people tell their stories, and they publish it in a newspaper. And there's these homeless people, they walk and they sell these newspapers to the people. So from one side, they earn some money from selling this newspaper. It's not just begging. From another side, they tell the story how they maybe reached this situation or something else. My Hungarian is not that good, but maybe Laszlo knows about this. and this is funded by the government, mostly I think by municipality, to address the issue with poverty and homeless. So this is something that maybe you can look around in the governmental municipalities. Maybe they have something, and such platform can be very good fit for them. So they, for example, part of this publishing can be done there. Another is because I have a media with websites, and actually you will create kind of media. So like Harvard Business Review, for example, you can read 3, 5, 10 stories, and then for very little amount, let's say €1 per month, you can get access to everything. So this is another, the different models to finance medias, but this could be also something that you can think about when you create your specialized network.
Yeah, but,
Beautiful, thank you.
yeah. I like what you said before. You could have kind of a subset business or a separate business that focuses on in the business world, and that could be the money generator, and then you could use that to fund the other if you wanted to go down that path. But so where you are in the business now, so because I want to open this up also to the audience, so for others to ask you questions. So what are your biggest challenges that you face at the moment?
Yeah, well, one is the one we just spoke about, the business model, because without resources, it will slow down the process, and that's sad. The second is,
how are you addressing that at the moment? Are you looking for investors or crowdfunding or?
Yes, yeah, we do. We're looking for investors, and there will be an option for donations on the website. But we start. Thank you. But we will start with that the 5th of May when we're live, so people can really visit the website and really see what it is about. So we're now preparing a big list with all the investors and funds.
You could do some dancing, couldn't you? And put a hat out. Go in the high street, do some dancing, put your hat out, and collect some money.
And probably the idea is now that the 5th of May, we will celebrate it with a Ramadan challenge, because it's also Ramadan, the 5th of May. And it's the day of freedom and liberation in the Netherlands, so the day of human rights. So we're thinking to challenge everyone. So in this way, you're challenged all as well to not eat and fast with the Muslims the 5th of May. And then also the Ramadan is not just about not eating. It's also about doing something good to other people. So then we also want to collect some money and then do it 50-50, 50% for us and 50% for an organization in Lebanon that's providing foods to families in need.
Excellent. And you're saying other challenges are?
And the other challenge, is to find another member for the supervisory board. There's one position left. So I'm going to post that position today or tomorrow if I manage. I think that's the main challenges, or I might forgot one.
Right. So let's open it up to the audience now to ask any questions. So maybe you should also sync up with Johan on how he started Eindnest. I know he used a lot of his own personal money, but I mean, maybe there's other ideas that you can share about growing in your own platform, because you want to, your own platform is something that then is completely independent of others. So you're not relying on another social media platform to change the rules. Excellent. These are your rules because it's your platform.
Yes, well, the rules of our users, because we want to be user first. So we want to provide what they need. But I'm very interested to learn of Johan. So if he has advice, super welcome. I think
we have connected separately a little bit, but we will do much more. So that's going to be good, Susanne. I look forward to seeing your platform, of course, up on the 5th of May then, but I'm sure we'll talk before then also. So that's going to be great.
Right. So if you got any questions that you want to ask the audience, and anything that could help you network, or they may know someone that knows someone that could do something for you or whatever.
Yeah, I was wondering whether people have creative ideas. I told you a little bit about the 3 ideas for the business model, but I'm really open because I think there's a lot that can be done, and a lot of creativity that can be used. So if anybody has an idea for a different business model or an example, that's a really hard one as well. But also maybe just to ask people like, experience about funding and fund management and how to find this, maybe more in the philanthropy section at this moment. So all connections are welcome, and advice mostly how to make �τ𝗏𝗡 sustainable.
You need visibility to start with.
Exactly.
People know about it.
As always, I think it's very, very, very important. It cannot be over emphasized to have the right people around you, right? I mean, as I always say, nobody is an expert on everything, and nobody has enough time to do everything by themselves. So I would definitely focus the absolute hardest you can on finding the right people, building a great team, and making sure that the passion is there for the intent and the purpose of the organization, right? So, and then, it will grow from there. It's like what we're trying to do with Ntnest, finding the right people and connections, and making sure that we can progress and really create the value for the members, because that's what the community is. Yeah, and hey, Paul down in South Africa also. It's all about creating mutual value, right? And that can be done in different ways, but also for you, it will be about creating value for the members and the people that in their extension serve or want to reach, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so we just had Paul join. Paul, did you get the time wrong?
Probably.
Right.
Summertime, day saving, or what do you call it? Daytime saving.
Daylight saving time.
Daylight saving time.
All right, because we're just coming to an end rather than beginning. But
No, you're in. I was too late.
It's actually good that you joined, because Suzanne was just talking about her startup and stuff and what she's doing, and looking for funding and whatever. So maybe you could also help out. I mean, not necessarily with the funding, but with some ideas on how to be creative about growing our business.
Susanna, I'm also, we can connect either to Ntnest or LinkedIn or another way we can search each other. I can also think I can help you a little bit, not only with these short advices, with the technology that you use, because, but also Johan is very good in this, and because when you build a network, if you have like 100 users, it's one story. If you have 1,000, it's another 10,000, 100,000. It's exponentially growing, and choosing a proper basis for the technology is really important, because if your creation collapses at some moment, it will kill you. So this is something. So you need to research. There are also very expensive technologies that they can guarantee you a lot, but if you don't have funding so you need to find, as you asked for, business model, something that even without big funding can slowly grow, and of course with funding can stabilize it and grow it. Because sometimes when you get funding, then you start playing from the rules from the funder. And this is something you need to balance. I'm now speaking with two guys in Hungary, and they are now in the process of getting funding, and at some moment they start following exactly what only the funders are doing. So they start losing their own focus. This is something you need to be careful. It is good because you need to accelerate something. You don't have 300 years. Maybe you have, I don't know, but you're doing the correct thing. Just need to focus on your goals and to try to, sometimes it's difficult decision. I don't want your money because of my principles, but this is something you need to
Yes,
But-
we luckily have a policy document about that, and I thought about that thoroughly because I also worked on the other side in the embassy. So I was helping to select funds. So that is helpful at this moment, but it's also made me a little bit critical, like what kind of funds do we accept? If Shell says we want to give you money, are we going to accept that? I don't think so. So yeah, we have a good policy.
Hi, Suzanne. Well, I have a foundation also. It's for the poor in the Netherlands, and also in, I work with South America, Suriname, and Curaçao. Sometimes I fly there and help the people there. But it's very challenging to find funds, but there is possibilities, and it's good to think. I mean, I used to say think outside the box, but now I say, where is the box? You need to just do what comes up in your mind. And also, there's a lot of, I know how to fundraise, but the best thing to do is no cure, no pay fundraising organizations. You have them, so if money doesn't come in, they don't get paid. So you can, there's a lot of them. And also in the Netherlands, they have fundings, especially for these kind of things in other countries. So you have to, go. You can go to embassies, Dutch embassies or wherever, and but the most the people who who are actually benefit my organization and maybe yours too, are actually people just like you and me. Just society. They have a heart for what is happening. Like if there's like it's like you have people who wants to change society. So you have also people in the Netherlands who wants there to change their society for the better. Those people are really helpful. And then you have to make like a monthly abonnement. I don't know how you say it. Yes. So it goes automatically, even if it's €5, the people don't, they don't even notice it. But then the €5 comes in every month, year after year, that's the most, that's actually the best. Just to keep contact with these people with newsletters and sending one every month. It looks like it's old-fashioned, but really people love to be part of this. And that's, where you need to be. Yeah. So I would like to help you too, if, we can connect and...
Beautiful.
And,
I think that's great. Also, you should join Johan is running a design workshop. Maybe you'll get some ideas from that. Would that be good, Johan?
Yeah, I think that's good. It's not, well, it's together with 𝗬𝗪𝗪 and a lady Kasia, and it's coming up on Wednesday. I think I don't remember the exact time for it right now, but you find it in 𝗬𝗪𝗪 in the event space, and that can be really, really quite interesting. I'm sure Marjolein might be in, or Marta might be involved.
Yes.
In that. Yes, exactly.
But I think I already contacted Suzanne for it. But maybe I just want people to join if it's very relevant for them, and maybe we can mention that it will be concentrated on specifically on 𝗬𝗪𝗪, not rather your business, but maybe it could be interesting for you to meet this person, Kasia, who could help you with your business. And you can see how it works for us, and then maybe you can apply it for your business.
I was going to say, because 𝗬𝗪𝗪 is a platform, and Suzanne then having a platform, Yvette having a sort of a platform, if I understand right, and Bojan being very good in different platform elements and so on. This might be very, very good. I don't know the rest of you in enough detail regarding that, but I think it's always good to build on other people's learnings and experience, right? And that's what you have an opportunity with this design thinking event. So thanks for bringing it up, James.
Okay, so Chris has been sitting there patiently with his hand up, right? So over to Chris.
Yeah. So I have two questions for you, Suzanne, which I may not have been clear so far. Is where do you see your company in 2 years, 5 years? And how many people do you want to impact in 2 years, 5 years? Because from a session I attended with venture capitalist investors, that's usually the key point they ask to people. How many people do you want to impact, and where do you see yourself in 2 years, 5 years? And I think it would drive also your strategy to get funding.
That's a beautiful question. I'm now reading this book from Reid Hoffman about scaling. I really love that. So he says, don't aim for 100 people, aim for 1 billion people. But you also have to do that carefully. So I'm still reading that book. So I think it's hard to say we want to impact as many people, because I think it can be helpful for a lot of people and create the biggest impact. But we also want to do that in a way that is comfortable for the users and that it really benefits the users and it's safe for the users. So realistically, yeah, it's hard to say numbers, but for the first few months, we're aiming for 500 to 1,000 users. And then I hope to grow in a couple of months to 50,000 maybe. I hope so, with the use of ambassadors, talking with human rights activists, which are now already willing to spread the message of 𝗪𝗡. And then from there on, learn from the cases in Lebanon. People in Iraq are waiting to start with this platform as well. I have a little network in Iraq, now also in Moria, in Greece. So it's really nice to see people being enthusiastic about it, and also people helping out who are in these situations. Also really nice volunteers in the border of Turkey and Syria. So yeah, for me, the biggest growth possible, but we also have to be realistically. So I hope in 5 years we have over, yeah, I hope we have over 1 million users.
Excellent. Right. So Pat also had a question.
Yeah, it's not really a question, more of a comment or a suggestion, you know, for Suzanne. If you're looking for to storm ideas, to generate ideas, no, why not you? And I'll speak for you on the shop actually, is to use 𝗪nest and to set up a storm workshop on 𝗪nest. I know there's obviously Bojan and Yvette and Paul can help, but that's only 3 out of how many thousands of members on 𝗪nest, Johan, with different backgrounds, different countries from all over the world. So I think you use the strengths and the diversity of the platform in terms of nationality, background, expertise, you know, to storm ideas for a business model and whatever your needs are. So that was just my little suggestion.
And listen to 𝗪𝗡. He has great comments also, right? And you have your own business and consultancy in the background there, and that's exactly it. As I said before, you are not an expert on everything yourself. You don't have time to do everything yourself. So the best thing you can do is surround yourself with the best people. And here you have 15 people that I think is very open and receptive to try and do everything we can to make a higher chance for success going forward, right? So yeah,
I'm very grateful with your platform, Johan. It offered me a lot already, so I'm sure it will do so in the future too.
So on that note, we have kind of run out of time, but Suzanne, you're going to tell us how we can follow you, what social media that we can connect to, learn more about your platform, and yeah, where can we see this?
Yes, so we have basically a Facebook, Instagram, and a LinkedIn, and also a Twitter, but that's really not active yet. So I think LinkedIn will be best maybe for you all. And Instagram is Instagram. I can like write the name in the chat as well.
What's your LinkedIn name, please? Or
Suzanne
Can you share the
𝗪𝗡.
link?
or yours
Put the
personally?
link in the chat.
Yeah, if
Yes.
you put the links in there of all the different ones you use, and don't forget, right? You can create a group within 𝗪nest.
Yes.
Right?
exactly.
Right. So
And
you
it's very easy to see all the people in here in 𝗪nest, and it's very easy to communicate in this event in 𝗪nest with all of us. Or you can click on a specific profile, and you can immediately even do a one-on-one video call with that person through 𝗪nest, right? or you can of course continue to write through Ant-Nest also with the people. So this is, yeah, good opportunities.
So lots to do. So I'd like to thank Suzanne for your wonderful story. It's great to know you personally as well now, and great to see that you've actually participated in other events. I mean, we talked about the pitching one. For those that saw you pitch, there's loads of improvement that can be done there, but likewise with everybody. I mean, even the professionals also can improve. Right? We actually, on the pitching one next time, we do have a professional pitcher. So I just want to see how she is. Right? We'll give her a hard time. Right? So, but I mean, there are many different things that can help, and lots of things that are free as well. I mean, to come on that was free. This is free, and you can benefit from advice from people free. So there's great ways to reach out and network with relevant people, and this is the whole essence of Ant-Nest is to do that, because we all need a bit of help from something, and if we can all help each other in a collaborative and collective way, then we get it for nothing. But it's mutually beneficial because we give them something as well. So yeah, if you with the chat here, I'm just going to save it all, and then I'll drop it in the chat in the event itself, so people can go back to the event, because it'll be there and not just disappear from here. The recording I will send to you, and if Paul wants to catch up on the recording because you missed a lot, then they can send Paul the link as well. And if anybody wants a copy, then feel free to ask for it. I won't just send it out.
I want, if possible, because I missed the first part.
You just cut your bit out, don't you? And use your bit for self-promotion. So, Suzanne, you're a fantastic guest. I love what you do. I think the humanitarian aspect of what you do and having people have their voice heard is fantastic. It's how they actually get a result from sharing that kind of is the secret, because we can all tell a story, but then what is the desired outcome that we want to achieve from that story? So this is what the platform should also drive as well. You shared your story, okay, but then what do you want to achieve from that? Which is another thing.
But then we'll think about solutions as well. And I think that most people underestimate the power of people that suffer from human rights issues.
But also you could do something similar. You could pick someone for that week or that month, and you could feature them. And you could say, right, I want to feature that your story is excellent, and I think that's resonating the most. Or we can do a poll or a vote and say, like, whose story or what topic should we focus on for this month, and then spotlight it. And then you can be the host, just like this.
There's so many ideas. Yeah, that could be a great option.
Or you bring me in to help out. Right?
I will definitely contact you if we'll do that.
Right. Okay, so on that note, thank you again, everyone that's loyal, that comes on every week.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your great input.
Exactly. Those newbies, thank you, and do come again. And if you want to be a guest, then let me know. Like Chris, I want to hear your story. And Suzanne, once again, thank you for being an amazing guest.
Thank you for inviting me. It was such an honor to be here. I really enjoyed it. And thank you all for your great advice and ideas. It was really lovely. Great experience.
Right. So on that note, have a great weekend.
Sorry, I was late.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
You're recording still? Yes.